Hello and hi, welcome back to another session here at Kingdom Wealth Creators, where we talk about technical chart analysis and how to make prudent investment value investing. I have not put out any videos in the last 1 month because I've been busy traveling, kids not well, all of that. But just wanted to give you a quick update on a couple of stocks that I was keeping my eye on and I started accumulating. And as to why, because of the technical chart analysis that I do on those stocks, and to help you also understand how this can be useful for you in your investing journey. So, if you are here for the first time, you've not seen this channel before, please do remember to like and subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification so that you can get updated when the latest videos come out. I do regular videos on technical chart analysis and as to why that is very useful when it comes to investing in the stock market. And I give examples of how that has proved really good and useful for me in my own investment journey. And I'm hopeful that people can learn from this, can educate themselves, can do the work themselves so that they too can make it useful for their investment journey. All right. So basically, all right, so I'm going to show you a couple of examples of stocks that I've picked up during this past 1 month and how it's been performing based on the technical chart analysis that I do. And you can see for yourself how this works. And I will explain how I look at the charts, the patterns that I see, why I take those stocks, and how it helps. So just for reference, let's look at where the Nifty is today. In the last video, when I had done this in Feb, in the beginning of Feb, the Nifty was at around 21,800. And today the Nifty's closed at around 22,300. The trading session we had, the special trading session we had on Saturday, right? Yeah. So the Nifty's moved up about 500 points, okay, in the last 1 month. But if you look at the small cap, the mid cap index, for example, in the beginning of Feb, it was at around, let's see, around 18,900, 18,100. Now it's around 18,000. Yeah, still around the same place. Okay. No, so if you look at the mid cap index, for example, it was at about 17,900 at the beginning of last month. Today it is at 18,100. Just a small gap up. The small cap index has suffered actually. If you look at the small cap index, beginning of Feb, it was around 15,200. It's still at that level, 15,150. And the small cap 50, in fact, is even worse. It was around 7,500 or so at the last time the video was shot, and now it's at around 7,400. So what we can see is that large caps have outperformed the mid cap in this last 1 month. That's probably why some people's portfolios, even though the index has gone up, has not done exceptionally well, simply because they might have larger holdings than mid cap. But the truth is, small caps can move faster than large caps. I'll give you an example of two stocks that I recently exited. One was Apollo Hospital. If you look at Apollo Hospital, I had bought this way back in 2022. Yep. 2022 at about 3,500 levels. And then I recently exited it out at about 6,500, 6,400. Basically, when it broke down this trend line was there. Okay, I can show you the trend line. As you can see, this was the trend line that I kept following, and it broke down from this level. And when I did that, I booked profit, and I made about 60 to around 80% return on Apollo Hospital. Now that took almost 2 years. At the same time, for example, I had exited from IBL Real Estate. Now, IBL Real Estate, I bought it at about 70 rupees. I exited it out at about 114, 115. That was a return of almost 50, 60% as well. But that you can see is within the space of what? 5 months, from August to Jan to Feb. So 5 months for that. The other one was 2 years. So you can see how large caps can also move as well, but it takes much longer time. And that's the truth. But if you look at the movement just for the last 1 month, for example, if I were to take some of these exceptional outperformers, for example, Reliance, it moved from around 2,800 to 2,900, almost 3,000 right now. Another example is ICICI Bank. It went from about 1,020 from 1020 odds levels, it's on to 1084. But the biggest outperformer I would think was SBI. It was at 640 at the beginning of last month. Today it's now at about 770. So that's almost 20% return on SBI alone in 1 month. So that is the potential move that can happen in a large cap. Now, let me take you through a few examples of how technical chart analysis has worked for me. Examples that I picked up recently, some of these shares that I picked up in the last 1 month, and just to give you an idea of how this works. Okay. The classic example first I would like to highlight is definitely DATAPATTNS. I picked this up at around 1900 levels at the somewhere towards the middle of Feb. And now we're just beginning March and it's already at 2700. I can show you how DATAPATTNS has performed for me. So from 1906 when I entered, it's given me almost 46% return in just 15 days. Okay, so that's the power of the technical chart analysis trend lines. If you can figure out how trend lines work, how breakouts happen, check for volumes, this is something that will often happen for anyone who does it accordingly. Okay. DATAPATTNS did that really well for me. And another thing that I picked up right now I wanted to talk about is actually Manyavar or Vedant Passions. Yeah. So if you look at Vedant, this is the trend line way back in December 23. It hit a high of 1480. Since then, it's trended downwards. But a couple of days back, on 20th Feb, the last day or on the second last day of Feb, it did this huge green candle with a spike in volume and it broke out from this consolidation area. So I started entering it at about 1030 or so. And it's still at that level. So it's hitting. If it goes over 1060, the breakout is definitely going to be clear. But I'm slowly accumulating at this level because it's trend line and it's broken out from this consolidation with a high green candle. Right? So that's one stock I'm looking at. The next stock I want to talk about is Cartrades. Cartrade has already been something that I've accumulated and exited out before. Way back I took it at 540 levels, exited out at about 800 levels. And then I was waiting for it to again do a trend line breakout, which it did on 26th Feb or so. So I think I entered Cartrade. I didn't take a huge amount because I already made quite a bit of money on that. Cartrade I entered at about 734. Yeah, on this green candle again, you can see that there was a spike in volume. It was going through a bit of accumulation here, but that day there was a bit of volume spike, definitely. So I entered it at about 734, and now it's at 780. So that's again something that I'm looking to see if it'll go back and take out the previous all-time high of 800. All right. So that's the next stock I'm looking at. The next stock I want to talk about is Epigral. So I was talking about Epigral for almost a month actually from Jan, and what it did was it broke out from here. I didn't enter it then. What I was hoping for was to see a breakout from this consolidation, which it did on 16th Feb. So I think I entered around 1030, 1030. So since then, it's moved about 200 points. And it's doing well. I think already 20% return. I entered at around 1000. So I've already booked out a bit of my profit in this, but yeah, it's another stock that I've entered using my technical chart analysis. The next stock I want to talk about is Jindal. Again, it's a stock that I've previously traded, made money. I entered it at 328 or so. I exited out at 400 or so. But now you can see I again entered it at about 300 levels. Jindal at about 300, 293 to be precise, and now it's at a 42%. It's jumped and it's broken the previous all-time high, the previous high, and so it looks like it can do better again. Yeah, so these are just a couple of stocks that I picked up over the last 1 month, and you can see that they're all trying to. You can see how I make these trades. I look for a trend line breakout, a pattern being formed with volume, and then I just enter, and it tends to do well. Yeah, so this is something that anyone can learn if you're interested to learn how to do this, to do technical chart analysis on your own, to make your investments better. Please get in touch with me over WhatsApp. I would love to connect with you. I'd love to teach you and mentor you. It's not that difficult. It is something that I strongly encourage people to learn because it is useful anywhere in any healthy market, in any healthy company. There will be a pattern formed in its stock price, and if you can analyze the pattern, figure out where there is a breakout in the pattern, followed with volumes, it is highly probable that you will make a good return on that investment in a very short period of time. That is how swing trading works. And if you're willing to learn, please do get in touch with me. Thank you.